I think one of the reasons that we need charities is because it's a really essential part of our society. You know, I think one of the things that we often worry about as a society is who's going to take care of the people or the places or the spaces that maybe aren't for profit. You know, like there is no money to be made here. There's no money to be made in homelessness or something like that, you know. So I think why philanthropy is so important is it's the voluntary transfer of wealth. It's people who have resources voluntarily giving it to people who do not have resources. And I think that's really important, especially when we're seeing that divide maybe grow between the haves and the have-not. It's an equalizer, but it's a voluntary equalizer. It's not an equalizer that's done at force. And I think that's really important to build faith as well. You know, build faith in your fellow human that you're going to take care of each other ultimately. And the neat part about that is it's when we look at the information behind who gives, how many people gives, it's 82% of the adult population that actually give. So this isn't a world of scarcity. This is a world of abundance. You don't need to convince people that they have to donate. They willingly do so. So I find that really critical for our society, that there is this natural balancing act between the haves and the have-nots. And I love facilitating that sort of that process. My name's Dan Hussey. I'm the managing partner of Hussey Philanthropic Consulting. Hussey Philanthropic Consulting is a second-generation family business, and what we specialize in is working with charities, specifically on sort of large-scale fundraising campaigns. So that's typically when an organization wants to go above and beyond what they normally do. What we specifically do and where we thrive is working with charities who are maybe at that level where they've got an ambition to run a large-scale fundraising campaign. You know, they've got a vision, they know where they want to go, and now they need to figure out how to actually fund the vision. You know, where's the money going to come from? And it's not going to come from what they traditionally do. It's not going to come from their normal fundraising efforts. So they realize that they need some form of a campaign, whether that's capital or programmatic. And so what we do is help them actually design the strategy and execute the strategy of the campaign. I think what I find the most satisfying about the process is one, learning about all the different charities that are out there. You know, there's so many different charities doing such great work. I think also being aware of the different challenges or problems in our society and the impacts that they're having. And then there is somebody, you know, there's a white knight there at the charity actually solving the problem and seeing actually how they go about solving the problem. I find that really fascinating and eye-opening to see so many people dedicated to fixing these problems that we face in our society. The purpose for me is really the secret of fundraising is a matching exercise. It's not convincing people that they need to donate. It's not convincing people that that this is an obligation of theirs, but rather finding people who actually want to make that kind of impact and matching them with the charity that is making that kind of impact. I find that really rewarding because you've created this nice synergy, this nice match between two different groups. Brief history about our company is my dad, Wayne, founded the company. He founded it out of sort of being asked to do strategic planning, to work with charities, and then from there I joined the business and actually ultimately bought the business about 7 years ago and have taken sort of my background and sort of imported that into the business, and we've sort of expanded our team from there. So. The ultimate vision is to work with more of Canada's premier charities and to really help them with their fundraising strategy and execution. I think that a lot of us don't pay attention to fundraising or maybe dislike fundraising because the perception is that it is about convincing somebody that this is a good thing or convincing somebody this is something that they have to do. And I don't find that to be the truth. I find that people generally want to support charities and organizations. And so the more people that we can work with and sort of impart that philosophy and show that technique and that way of fundraising works, I think the more people are willing to engage and actually be involved in fundraising, which is ultimately better for the organizations that are trying to make a difference. One of the things that really inspires me, and I try to do this, on a weekly or monthly basis, is just think about the different clients that we work with, because they have such a vast difference in what they're trying to do. Some might be trying to end homelessness, some might be trying to conserve, beautiful nature areas. Some may be providing healthcare or health support to families. And so what I often find is inspiring is actually looking at the client that we're working with and finding my own story. Like what do I get passionate about their work for? And by doing that, I think it really keeps you focused on why am I doing this work and what's the difference that we're making. The neat thing about doing sort of fundraising campaigns is there's an ultimate goal. There is something tangible at the end, whether it's a new building or it's expanding a program. So you eventually will see, in 3 to 5 years' time, that ultimate goal come to fruition, which is pretty exciting.